Aloha! Aloha kako. This is your celebrity reading, Gregory Isaacs. Celebrity reading 13. E hau'oli makahiki Happy New Year. Happy 2024. Iwa kalua kumaha. Mahalo. Hope everybody enjoyed themselves last night and hope everybody is ready to set some goals for the new year. So Gregory Isaacs. But before I begin, I need to let you guys know that I am Hawaiian Libra and this reading is for 18 years and older. And this reading is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, mahalo. And I couldn't download any of his music with this because that would be infringing on copyright. So I will just leave some links in the references. Okay, so first of all, according to astrotheme.com, Gregory Isaac was born Sunday, July 15, 1951 in Fletcher's Land, Kingston, Jamaica. His sun is in 22 degrees 24 degrees Cancer. His moon is in 8 degrees 34 Sagittarius. They had some other things for his moon, but I'm just gonna say that his dominant degrees is Sagittarius. Okay, he has fire, water, cardinal signs dominating in the dominating planets is Jupiter, Moon, Neptune, and the dominating cardinal signs is fire and water. His Chinese astrology is the middle rabbit. His numerology is birth path 11. He died on October 25th, 2010. Yeah, so Miles, someone named Milo Miles said that Isaacs was the most exquisite vocalist in reggae, and I agree with Milo. See, when Gregory Isaac was a teenager, he entered in a lot of talent contests in Jamaica. So very fiery, very persistent. Yeah, you can tell he has some fire energy in him as well as water. In 1968, he recorded a duet with Winston Sinclair, Another Heart. Then he teamed up with two other vocalists, Penrose and Bradwell. And even though he had some like barriers, he got up and started again. He was in a trio known as the Concords. Then in 1970, he started a solo career. He would do duets with other reggae artists, but for the most part, it seemed like he went solo. Okay, the percentage of the four elements in his natal chart are Earth 14.4 degrees, air 7.7 degrees, water 31.5 degrees, and fire 45.4 degrees. For those of you that are new to my channel that are not familiar with the elements, the planets, you can look that up in some information. I'll have a little information in the references, like with talking about planets and stuff like that. But astrological signs, when the day of our birth, yeah, you can read about that. You can Google it, and stuff like that. I mean, maybe I'll have a workshop in the future about it, but for now, I'm doing celebrity readings. Okay, his sun is in Cancer, yeah, 23 degrees, according to astroseek.com. So there's another site called astroseek.com, and they talk about his whole natal chart, sun in Cancer, moon in Sagittarius. So both websites are the same. His Mercury is the planet Mercury is in Leo. Okay, 12 degrees, 37 degrees. And so for those of you that, you guys want to learn more about his personality, about Gregory Isaac's personality, any celebrity. So Sagittarius, you can kind of understand their habits and their personality traits. Sagittarius is in the moon is like instincts, yeah. And Cancer in the sun is like life and self. Mercury, it has to do with the mind. So he in his natal chart, he has Leo in Mercury, 12 degrees, 37 degrees. Then in Venus, he has Virgo, 5 degrees, 58 degrees. And we all know that Venus represents love, attraction, yeah? And Virgo is the earth sign. Mars, Cancer, action. Jupiter, he has Taurus and Jupiter, 13 degrees, 33 degrees. And Jupiter is a planet of expansion. So Taurus are hard workers, right? And he traveled all around the world, expanded reggae music, wrote songs, just was a go-getter. Saturn, 27 degrees, 23 degrees in Virgo. And Saturn represents structure. Uranus, Cancer, 10 degrees, 29 degrees. That's, I believe, revolution. Yeah, Uranus represents, I think revolution, not sure. I will double check on that. Neptune, 16 degrees, 49 degrees. Libra is in his Neptune, and that's magic. Nodes. Pluto is transformation. He has Leo in Pluto, so another fire sign. So in his node, North Node is Pisces, his Lilith is in Cancer, and his Chiron is in Sagittarius. I have to do more information about what node, Lilith, and Chiron represents in someone's natal chart. But you can understand him being a go-getter, never giving up, very active, extremely talented. Okay, extremely talented. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so everybody knows that he was addicted to crack and cocaine, but I'm going to skip that part and go to his legacy. But as you can tell, when you have a natal chart like this, you need a lot of balance, you need a lot of nurturing. And he had a lot of fire. Fire is with energy, that non-stop energy. And to gain the momentum, you know, he might have developed some bad habits. But when you learn your natal chart, and this is good for ourselves, when we mirror ourselves with the people, the celebrities that we adore and we appreciate their music or their talent. This is like a mirror image for us to study our natal chart and see how can we balance ourselves and how can we become our best selves, you know, by studying our own natal charts. Okay, so his legacy. So there is something called the Gregory Isaacs Foundation that was set up on July 15, 2011 by his wife, June Wyndham. And she continued his charitable work. A year later, there was a free concert, and it featured different groups like You, Ray, Big Youth, Mighty Diamonds, in Jamaica. In 2016, the Jamaican government awarded Isaacs the Order of Distinction Officer Class and for his contribution for the country's music. And in London, there's like this commemorative blue plaque of where he lived in London, just to commemorate and honor him. So I'm not sure the Gregory Isaacs Foundation is also in Jamaica and in London, but those were the two places that he stayed. He did have a tour, and he toured with Yellow Man and a whole bunch of reggae people, but he's a big influence in Hawaii's reggae music. He's a big influence to Hawaii musicians. Gregory Isaac is one of those influencers, and he's visited Hawaii more than once, but I only found one video of him in Hawaii. If anybody has any live videos of his concerts here, because in the 80s and 90s we didn't have iPhones, right? So we had like the regular Kodak, you know, take picture, regular phone. Please DM me on Instagram or write in the comments and let me know. Yeah, because my favorite song is Night Nurse. He has other songs that I like Private Beach Party, Slow Down the Pace. There's other songs that I like, but Night Nurse just helps me to relax. And I was really glad that I saw some videos on YouTube, and there were some other people that feel relaxed listening to Gregory Isaacs. Um, so big inspiration to Hawaii. Okay, big inspiration to Hawaii. So let's get into the cards of what we can learn from Gregory Isaacs. Yeah, his successes, his downfalls. Just interesting person. Very interesting person. So two of spades is like kind of like a two of swords. Like making decisions. He always had to make decisions, and he might have grew up I don't know if he was rich or poor. Yeah, he didn't dwell in Wikipedia too much about his status or anything like that. Um, but he might have grew up with a hard life. And 9 and 7 is, but he had developed nurturing relationships from entering all those contests. That's what I'm getting. So I think here it's like nurturing relationships and making really the best decisions. And sometimes the best decisions might not be the right decisions depending on your circumstances. And let's not judge on that. Sometimes we can be guilty of association. You know, he did get in trouble for carrying firearms. So, through his addictions, yeah. So in and out of jail, in and out of jail. And then people accuse that night nurse was a drug. But Gregory Isaac said, no, I have a beautiful woman that hasn't left me. You know, I have a beautiful woman that helps me when I'm sick or helps inspire me. And I believe that story. I believe he was addicted, but I believe he had a good woman near him. Okay, Ace of Clubs. Ace of Clubs. And I believe he died of throat cancer. I believe that's what Wikipedia said. Ace of Clubs. Okay, Ace of Clubs he was always starting a new project. Like, okay, I would fail. I'm going to get back up. I'm going to write again. I'm going to write one song again. I'm going to nurture more relationships. I'm going to nurture more relationships. I'm going, Queen of Diamonds, Eight of Diamonds. I'm going to make more money to support my family. King of Diamonds. You know, and I think like the more richer though he got, then the more he had to perform, and that with that drive came addiction. But no judgment here because he ain't the only celebrity that, you know, was on drugs. Okay, Chris Brown, Dancing Machine, Grass Ain't Greener, Evolve, New Flame, Grown Ass Man, Royalty, These Hicks Ain't Loyal. So Chris Brown too kind of looked like he was on drugs. Yeah, it looks like he's on drugs too. But I think celebrities, they don't know how to they might not be able to know how to manage their schedules, the stress, the energy with just taking natural substances, you know, like drinking water that is charged, drinking charged water. You know, I think celebrities like Tina Turner learned how to do it because she went spiritual, right? And sometimes that's what you gotta do. You gotta go spiritual. Left Eye from TLC went the spiritual route. Yeah, she went adventuring and stuff like that. And you know, when we fall off, we gotta get back up. And I think Gregory Isaacs tried to, when he fell down, I think he tried to get back up. I think he realized in his older years, as he's getting older, that the grass wasn't greener where he was going. Yeah. Water. So yeah, he has water sign emotions, protective, nurturing. Yeah, he's protective and nurturing. Social media. This image represents time to take a break from social media. So he was learning technology in the early 2000s and 2010 because that's when Facebook came out, I believe. Had MySpace. So he was learning how to connect. And then romance. Yeah, he was a romantic person. He was smooth talking. Sexual pleasure, erotic, sexual chemistry, lust. Yeah, this emotion, water, emotion, all this integration with water signs, his earth signs, his fiery signs, yeah. kind of all blended with him. He was learning. Learning to I think in early 2000s to his death, he was learning to manage these things, trying to learn how to manage. And then this one, Rihanna, luxury brands, cool girl, bad girl. Yeah, he had some Taurus. He had one Libra in one of his planets. And Leos. He had Leos. So yeah, he looked cool. Everybody thought he was cool. You know, he knew how to dress, model, be fashionable, dress himself with that smooth talking and the romantic songs. Yeah. It's a private beach party. It's a very romantic song. Smooth talker. Fake account. So I believe that this insecurity card, yeah. You know, I'm not sure if Gregory Isaacs was insecure. He looked cool to me, but sometimes that can be a facade. But also, you know, when you're under the influence and stuff like that, it can make you insecure. It might make you insecure, you know. And then also, people may be wanting to pretend to be him, or copy his songs, or his copy his style, or whatever inventions he had, copy his music. This could have been this is what it could have been. Can never be too available. And so Gregory Isaacs made himself very available. Like, his concerts wasn't like small concerts. They were huge outside. Like, Japan had one. They had like reggae fest, the Sundance, not Sundance, but during the summer they have like this summer reggae fest. They had, yeah, he went around the world. He went to Paris too. So he made himself very available, which, had him working very, very hard. Creative ideas bring success. He had creative ideas. And not only music and fashion, reggae singers, reggae musicians, they always have t-shirts out. They have little gadgets, bongs or whatever, they have rolling papers. And during that time, the 60s and 70s, so he had some creative ideas. He had space and opportunities to do that. Be careful of people who are just hanging around to gather information on you. Don't hand out ammunition. So that is one lesson that we can learn. Okay, so there was people, drug dealers that would hang out with him because he had the money to buy, those things. And so and he might have gave them too much information about himself, like where he lives and all that stuff, and how much money he makes, and that might have gotten out of hand. Stop caring so much. It's okay to not give a damn. And he did. I think he came out. Him and his wife came out, admitting that, he was addicted, to crack and cocaine. Not the first time, that people found out, but probably later on, he didn't really care. That I think that too, because with that fire energy, you take risks. And you don't care if you're carrying one gun, and yet this is what gave him that negative outcome, right? He got arrested. Okay, and let's see what else. Never throw your pearls before swine. Yeah, so he might have threw his best ideas out and people might have copied it, or he might have told the wrong people the wrong things, and got caught. Again, new blueprints. That never stopped him. He went, he made new music, he started a new life. And I think with new blueprints, you know what, we start fresh, we start again. When things aren't, when we get betrayed, we start again. Surrender. Yeah, sometimes we gotta surrender to Aqua. We gotta surrender ourselves to and say, you know what? Take me as I am, Aqua and ancestors. I just gonna follow. I'm gonna follow my intuition and my path. Help me on my path, please. Just full on surrender instead of being an ego. Journey to wholeness. Journey to wholeness. And I think, his later years that he was trying to journey to being whole, and he can now be whole on the other side of the rainbow. And so this journey to wholeness is kind of like integrate, instead of using drugs to escape all the pain and all the hard work, you got to integrate it and then also set limitations. And when you're a fire sign, it's hard to step back. You're on full blast moving forward. It's hard to step back to or if you have a lot of fire signs in your chart, it's hard to step back and take a deep breath because you're charged. And then this is water, the overflow. So the overflow of the water is what can calm that fiery energy down. And I think that's what he needed during that time to feel whole, is using that water energy from in his natal charts. That side of him that just needed to integrate with his fiery side in him could have yeah. The healing part is hard, especially if you think that you have to work in the matrix. So that's what I think he was struggling with, working within the matrix, but finding the time to love his body and his mind. But if his family is watching this, aloha wau ya oko. I am a big fan of Gregory Isaacs. His music is so soothing, and the sacrifice he made so that we can have beautiful music and calming music. I want to say mahalo to you. I am going to end it. I don't want to cry, so I'm going to end this this reading, but I can really sense and feel that warmth and that spirit of Gregory Isaacs. Mahalo, you guys, for supporting my channel. Aloha, ahui hoe malama pono. E haoli makahiki ho.